All right, everybody, welcome to this lesson on rear foot brake. We are going to be talking about the rear foot brake, which is one of the most important things, if not the most important things in a wheelie. This is something that in my wheelie course, which is in the description, I will go over and over again, because rear foot brake is, like I just said, the most important thing, in my opinion, in a wheelie. It's what saves you, what keeps your motorcycle from going from here to here and looping and crashing and going upside down, right? It's really what we use to get to balance point and hold it there. Because once you use your throttle to bring your bike up, you're at balance point. If it goes a little too far, tap the brake, bring it back. Throttle back up, tap the brake, bring it back, right? Without that rear brake, you're going up and over, looping, not good. We do not want that. I'll give you a little scale here that we normally work with, which is just kind of our wheelie scale. This is 12 o'clock. Right below 12 o'clock is balance point. And pretty much in this zone here, way down here is like pop and drops, is normally what I'll call them. And anything in between the pop and drop and balance point is just kind of like a chase zone. This is anywhere in between here. You're just going to be picking up speed, which comes with doing wheelies. Behind 12 o'clock is slowing down your wheelies. We'll say slow. Behind slow, theoretically, depending on your bike, you're scraping. And past this, you are looping, which is what we don't want, and that's why the rear brake is so important, right? So that's the scale I'm going to refer back to in most of my videos, but that's the front of the motorcycle. Pop and drop, this whole area, you're picking up speed in your wheelie. Roughly right here, depending on the bike, this is balance point. 12 o'clock, slowing your wheelies down. You're even technically slowing your wheelies down at 12 o'clock, but way back here, you're super slowing down, then you're scraping, and we're looping. We don't want that. So rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. With all this being said, find a road that is private with no traffic that you have permission to use. Wear full gear, full helmet, full gloves, leather, everything. But with the rear brake, you have to remember what's happening is when you're doing a wheelie, your throttle's bringing you higher, and you really don't have anything to bring you lower. Other than, yes, you can close your throttle. That's an option to come lower, obviously, and that will bring the bike back down. But the problem is, depending on where you are at in this scale, this is 12 o'clock. If your bike is at 12 o'clock on this scale, it's a coin flip. When you let off that throttle, depending on how high or low your RPMs are, if gravity's gonna bring you back and have you loop, or bring the wheel back down to the front, right? If you're anywhere up here doing wheelies and you're not whiskey throttling it like crazy, when you let off the throttle, the engine brake will bring you back down, and theoretically, without the rear brake, you'll be fine. Anything 12 o'clock is 50-50. Past 12 o'clock, if you get up there and you get scared and take your feet off the bike or let off the throttle, odds are you're just gonna continue going backwards and loop your nice, expensive bike, which is not what we want. So again, rear brake. You can close the throttle. That does work a lot of times, but the rear brake is so important. And we're gonna hop out on my 2015 Yamaha FZ07 in a second. And I'm gonna show you the rear brake in practice, bringing the wheel way up, letting off the throttle, and then hitting that rear brake to bring it back down. Because the rear brake, like I said, is the only thing to keep you from going up and over. Once you close that throttle, if your bike still is sitting back there and doesn't come back down, rear brake's all you got. So anytime we're teaching wheelies, it's rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. It's very, very, very repetitive. But you're gonna see when we get out on the bike, I'll go over a few things, but really it's just a very straightforward, simple video of how important the rear brake is, because it really is that important, insanely important. I should have just wrote this on the board before I even started this video and just circled it and left it. But I want you to remember that rear brake. It's the rear brake right bottom side that every motorcycle from factory pretty much has, right? Rear brake, it's on the bottom, your right foot. If any of you are interested in a Cardo Pack Talk or Cardo system of any sort, cardosystems.com, use School of Wheelie code to get 10% off. I have the Cardo Edge, I love it, and I'd never go back to any other systems. I've been using them my whole riding career, and I love them. So anyway, what we're gonna do is hop out on the Yamaha FZ07. I'm gonna hit some wheelies. It's a private road. I have permission to use it. I have full gear on. Let's be safe and legal, you guys. And I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean by the rear brake and why it is so important. So really quick, I'm gonna pull the little FZ07 up here. Technically, this is the MT07. Just kind of show you what we're talking about. Once you get to balance point, right around here, once the bike starts falling back, if you let off the throttle and the bike does not come back, you have nothing to save you but your rear brake. This is when your rear brake comes in, right? We're hitting balance point, and if you start dropping back, you gotta hit that rear brake. You gotta slightly roll off the throttle as well. You don't wanna like whiskey throttle through your rear brake, which is pretty hard to do. But we're gonna pop that wheelie up, your balance point, and now once you're here, it's just a balance between letting off the throttle, hitting the rear brake, back on the throttle. So you're gonna be throttle back, brake to bring it back. Roll on the throttle again, brake. And the smoother and more fine-tuned you get the two working together, the better your wheelies are going to get. With the two of them, the rear brake being more important. So I'm gonna go gear up, fire up the FZ07, and we're gonna show you some first-person wheelies and rear brake action. All right, we are out here practicing rear brake control on our motorcycle. We are on a 2015 Yamaha FZ07. I know a lot of you guys are wondering how to use your rear brake in a wheelie. So I'm gonna kind of just ride around here, do some wheelies, show you guys how to control your wheelies with your rear brake. Hopefully you find some value in this video. And if you would like to go super in depth, I do sell a wheelie course that dives into hours and hours of educational material, videos and things like that, learning how to wheelie on your motorcycle. And if you'd like to do that, it's in the description. Regardless, today we are going to just kind of be talking about the rear brake, how we use it, how it works in a wheelie, and what it feels like. Because when a lot of people are first learning, you don't exactly know how to use it, right? So that's what we're going to get into. The rear brake is really responsible for keeping you from going too far back in your wheelie. So once you have your clutch ups mastered, or power wheelies, however you prefer to use it, your rear brake is what's going to keep you from going too far back and even slow you down if you're able to get that far back, which is always a lot of fun. So what we're going to do here is just throw another wheelie up like we did back there. Obviously we're doing clutch ups. The throttle's going to bring you higher, the rear brake's going to bring you lower. So right here I'm at balance point and I'm on the throttle. We're going to hit a bump here. Yep. And then tap the rear brake right here. Just kind of tapping it. You can see if you're not smooth on it, it'll kind of buck you around. I got a little bounce there for a minute. Let's swing around here. But yeah, essentially that's how the rear brake works in your wheelie, is like your throttle. I always tell people, right? Your throttle is going to bring you higher in your wheelie, and your rear brake down here, your foot brake, it's going to bring you lower. So as you use your throttle to bring you higher, you use your rear brake to bring you lower when you go too far back. That's kind of, it's like a pendulum, right? It just goes back and forth, back and forth. The goal is to get to the point where you're insanely smooth on just your throttle, but the rear brake is always needed in a wheelie. I mean, realistically, you're gonna always need it, at least if you wanna be extremely safe. So we'll see again, kind of get up in a wheelie, and rear brake, up, roll off the throttle, rear brake. Rear brake, we're gonna hit this bump again. And I wanna slow down, rear brake. I'm up here hitting the rear brake, rolling off the throttle. So again, that's kind of how the rear brake works in a wheelie. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Like I said, if you want to go super in depth with me and stuff like the rear brake and things like that, and learn how to incorporate and practice it, like I said, I have a whole wheelie course and everything's in there. But for this video, assuming some of you already kind of know how to wheelie, I mean, it's just kind of covering the obvious, right? Your rear brake, like I said, I just want you all to know how important it is from keeping you from looping, going backwards, crashing. If you do not know how to use your rear brake, the minute you get high at all, you're going to get scared and kick your feet off like this, loop the bike, loop yourself. It's not worth it. So the rear brake is number one, in my opinion, number one when you're learning how to wheelie. So we're going to hit one again here. Clutch up, get it up there, and rear brake right here. I want to drop back a little, rear brake. We slowed down quite a bit there with the brake. Roll off the throttle, rear brake right here. Here's the bump again. That bump's really getting us today. But yeah, that's the rear brake for you. It's the gist of it. Like I said, I mean, it's going to be the most important thing you ever work with in your wheelie. It'll keep you from going too far back. It'll allow you to slow your wheelies down once you get to that point, which is a lot of fun. But it is just the most number one safety thing, because like if you're going too fast and you close the throttle, depending on how high you are in your wheelie, it's a coin flip whether the wheel's coming back down or not. But if you come up and then give it the rear brake, like right here, I'm like, it's too far, roll off throttle, rear brake, we're back down safely. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I'll show you again. You pop it up, come up, that's too high, roll off throttle, rear brake, we're back down. I mean, it's, you don't want to drag your rear brake the whole time you're in a wheelie. You're going to heat it up. Not good. But again, the rear brake is so important. So important. Bring it up. I feel like we're too fast, too high. Rear brake, let's bring it down. I mean, just like that. It's
So it's straightforward. That's pretty much it. Like I said, if you want to go in depth with it, check out the link in the description. I just wanted to throw out a very straightforward, easy video to educate you the importance on the rear brake, because too many people think they can learn how to wheelie without it and maybe just learn it later. Not a good idea. You really need to learn the rear brake right away, because it's just that important. It's that important. All it takes is a little too much throttle one time in a wheelie or a bump, you're not ready for it and you're going backwards. Like right now I'm tapping the brake to keep me balanced here. Roll off throttle, give it more throttle, tap brake. There's that bump again. So that's pretty much, I mean, that's pretty much it for the rear brake. I'll make more videos kind of talking about it. Yeah, thanks for riding with me, guys, and stay safe out there.